Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 8th of September, 1939, and the situation in Europe continues to grow more perilous. The German invasion of Poland, now in its 7th day, is reaching a critical point. We bring you the latest updates from the battlefields, where the fate of Poland is being decided in bloody clashes and desperate defenses. At this hour, we have received alarming reports that the German 10th Army, under the command of General Walter von Reichenau, has reached the outskirts of Warsaw. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Polish capital is now under direct threat from the advancing German forces. This blitzkrieg, or lightning war, as it has come to be known, has overwhelmed Polish defenses with its speed and ferocity. The Polish forces, fighting heroically, are stretched thin, and the odds they face are staggering. Outnumbered by 3-1 in many areas, the Polish army is struggling to regroup and hold key positions. The Luftwaffe continues to pound the capital, bombing civilian and military targets alike, sowing chaos and fear. Marshal Edward Śmigły-Rydz, Poland's commander-in-chief, has ordered all available forces to defend Warsaw to the last. The citizens of Warsaw are digging trenches and preparing for a siege. While Polish soldiers are fighting bravely to slow the German advance, the situation is dire. Communications from the Polish High Command indicate that supplies of food, ammunition, and medical care are running low as German forces encircle the city. In the northern theater, General Fedor von Bock's Army Group North has taken Torun, cutting vital connections between Warsaw and the northern parts of the country. Polish resistance in this area has been fierce, but once again, the Germans have superior numbers, firepower, and mechanized support. Polish forces have been forced to withdraw eastward, leaving behind vital positions they fought to hold. Further south, in Krakow, German troops under General Wilhelm List have moved into the city after fierce bombardment. Reports from the front confirm that Krakow, one of Poland's cultural and historical treasures, has suffered severe damage. The Polish garrison there was outnumbered 4-1 and unable to resist the overwhelming German assault for long. The fall of Krakow is another bitter blow for Poland, as the Germans now control a key strategic point in the south. Despite these setbacks, Polish forces are mounting a brave counteroffensive on the Bzura River under General Tadeusz Kozyba. This effort, which began earlier in the week, has seen some success. Polish forces have managed to surprise German units from the 8th Army, inflicting casualties and temporarily disrupting their advance toward Warsaw. However, Kozyba's men face an immense challenge. The Polish forces in this region are heavily outnumbered, with roughly 50,000 troops attempting to push back nearly 150,000 German soldiers equipped with tanks, artillery, and air support. The Luftwaffe continues to dominate the skies over Poland. Despite the valiant efforts of Polish pilots, the Polish Air Force has been nearly decimated. Outnumbered by over 5-1, Polish planes are older and slower than their German counterparts, and many of their airfields were destroyed in the first hours of the invasion. The German air superiority allows them to conduct devastating raids on troop concentrations and cities with little opposition. Today, heavy bombing raids struck Warsaw, Radom, and Lublin, leaving behind scenes of widespread destruction. On the diplomatic front, Poland's allies, Britain and France, have yet to take significant military action. British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain addressed the nation today, stating that Britain is in full mobilization and preparing to strike when the time is right. French forces under General Maurice Gamelin remain positioned along the Maginot Line, but no major offensives have been reported. The Polish people are anxiously awaiting help, but as each day passes, the reality of fighting alone against the might of the Wehrmacht becomes more apparent. In other parts of Europe, tensions are rising. Italy remains neutral, with Mussolini keeping a close eye on developments but refraining from entering the conflict, for now. The Soviet Union, still silent, is watching the situation closely from its eastern border. The Red Army remains stationed near the Polish frontier, though there have been no signs of action from Stalin as of yet. Many fear that if the Soviets decide to move, it could spell an even darker chapter for the beleaguered nation of Poland. Reports from the seas tell us of the first significant naval actions of the war. The British Royal Navy has sunk several German U-boats that were attempting to disrupt vital shipping lanes in the Atlantic. Naval experts warn that this is likely just the beginning of a larger campaign at sea as the war spreads. Here at home, President Franklin D. Roosevelt has once again reaffirmed America's policy of neutrality, though the United States is carefully monitoring the developments abroad. Public opinion remains divided, with many Americans sympathetic to the plight of Poland but unwilling to see the country drawn into another European conflict. The League of Nations convened once again today, but as of this broadcast, no concrete actions have been taken to stop the German aggression. Diplomatic protests continue to be issued, but there seems to be little that can halt the Wehrmacht's advance at this time. As we come to the close of this seventh day of war, the situation in Poland remains desperate. Warsaw is now on the front lines, with German tanks within sight of the capital. The Polish army, outnumbered and outgunned, fights on with unparalleled courage, but the odds they face are overwhelming. The fate of Poland, and indeed Europe, hangs in the balance as this brutal conflict continues to unfold. We will continue to bring you the latest news as the situation develops. Stay tuned to your radios for further updates. Please like and subscribe.